歡迎收聽華語電台文化潮流菲律賓，我係 Janet 啦。上個禮拜呢，我知我應承咗你呢，就將Gary 同埋Ruth 咧嘅一個訪問呢嘅 Part 2就搬去今個禮拜嘅。咁當然我會記得呢件事啦。繼續欣賞呢 Gary Tanawan 同埋 Ruth Oliveros 同我做嘅一個訪問。Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my show. This is the Cultural Trends of the Philippines. I know you miss me a lot, and me too. I do remember, I promised you something. I promised you last week that I will give you the second part of the interview of my guest, Gary Tanawan and Ruth Oliveros. So here you go. 上次講到咩呢？就講到呢一個嘅 Gary 嗰個 hometown 啊，叫 Dumaguete。頭先即係咪後咧講過，呢個地方個名咧咁似日本嗰啲名嘅，跟住Gary 佢話係啊，其實有個原因嘅，呢個名字係有 meaning 嘅咁嘅。咁既然係咁啊，不如問個意思係點解啦。So Gary, just like what we have just talked, the name of your hometown, Dumaguete, it actually sounds like Japanese.
Yes, it does sound like Japanese.
You mentioned that there is actually a meaning of his name.
Yes, the root word of Dumaguete is Domagit. Domagit or Dagit.
Still very Japanese.
Yes, it's right. Dagit means in Tagalog, in our vernacular language, means to forcefully take someone. And mostly in this case, in the old days, this was legend that pirates would come to what we call our city is called the city of gentle people, and there would be fair ladies and beautiful ladies there, and they would capture them and take them away. Mm-hmm. So it's known for that because of lots of beautiful ladies there like you and Ruth. So that became a legend, and the townsfolk, to avoid that, they would assign someone to go to the bell tower of the church, which was the highest point, so they could see the pirates coming, and they would ring the bell, and that would be a signal and they would shout the words, prevent the dagit, which means not to have our women taken away. So that became the place. As over time, it became Dumaguete City, and that's the origin of the word.
原來呢個名字嗰個來源係咩呢？原來佢個地方個名呢，Dumaguete 咧其實係解應該咁講，唔係侵略，係強制性地佔領嚇。呢個解釋係咁嘅。咁點解呢？原來以前啦嚇，當其時係好多海盜啊。咁啲海盜咧就會嚟到呢一個地方，咁就見到啲靚嘅女仔咧，佢就咧會咧成搶咗佢哋。咁捉咗佢哋，咁於是乎佢想呢個地方想即係防範呢啲事情再發生啦。咁佢咧就 set 定一啲人咧，就定期咧就去呢一個bell tower 所以叫，咁即係有啲鐘樓啊，鐘樓，咁佢最高點嗰度咧，咁成日喺度觀望下有冇啲海盜出現。一有海盜出現咧，佢就即刻咧 ring the bell 即刻通知所有人話有海盜出現啦，有海盜出現啦。咁全部人咧即刻散開，閂晒門，就防止俾呢個海盜捉。咁所以咧呢個名字咧漸漸咧就係形成咗呢一個名字，而呢個名字就形成咗呢一個地方嘅灘嘅名啦。就係咁樣嚟㗎啦呢個名。咁原來呢個嘅塔卡魯咧有啲語言咧係真係有少少似日本話㗎喎，真係。我啱啱講嘅時候，我真係覺得好似日本話。Okay, thank you, Gary. Thank you so much. And now we want to talk about food. And food, we have a good cook here, Ruth. I heard that you are very good at cooking.
Yeah, I personally tasted her dishes, so you'd see us, our family, go there. Even if we're not invited, we go there, taste her food.
Well, but Ruth, where are you from?
I'm from Iloilo, in the small town of Dingli, Iloilo.
That's where Bond's from. Iloilo.
Iloilo.
Yeah. So for Iloilo, we actually have covered this place. I actually was told that if you are Ilonggo, we can actually, like, if you are from the Philippines, if you're Ilonggo, they can tell from the way that you talk.
Yeah, the way the accent.
Yeah, actually, no, Bon actually educated me that the way that they talk is, I think it's actually a praise for himself. That's actually the way that he praised for himself. He said the way that they talk, it's more soft, and whenever they talk, it's like singing. So I think it's actually Bon. Like before I met Eddie Ilongo, I thought it's just a way that Bon just want to praise for himself. But no, after I met so many Ilongo, I think he's right. Yeah.
That's true.
I have to say that to Bon here. Bon, you're right. Yes. So I do agree. Yeah, that you actually the way that you talk is actually very soft. It makes me actually feel that I'm not soft enough. So I gotta lower my volume here for this session. And also the other joke that I heard from them is if you are Ilongo, even you are having an argument, you don't sound like you are arguing with anyone. You sound like you two are actually just singing.
That's really true.
That's
Yeah.
actually one of the biggest impression that I got. I have interviewed two guests. They are from Ilongo, and we cover that. But of course, even you said Ilongo is maybe like a small town, but then I'm sure there's still a lot to talk about. If I ask you, what is one thing from Iloilo that you miss the most? What would that be?
I miss the most some of the culture too. All the friends were there, and we grew up in that town where Iloilo is it's also part that the town that I used to live. It's a small town, but that's where we raised one Olympic swimmer in our town because they have a swimming pool there, coming from the water spring.
Spring
Yeah,
water.
the spring water. And we have raised one Olympic that was in Montreal. That was long time.
1976.
1976. Yeah, it's one of my friend's sister. That's where we were proud to have an Olympic swimmer coming from from our town.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. 我問到Ruth 啦，咁我知佢喺Iloilo嚟啦，咁我好拍檔阿邦又喺Iloilo嚟啦，咁我就同佢講啦，我話其實咧我知道我係阿邦教我嘅Iloilo嘅人咧，就特別有一個唔同嘅地方嘅，當佢講嘢你就知㗎啦。佢就話Iloilo嘅人講嘢咧就特別溫柔啦，特別細聲啦，講嘢好似唱歌咁啊。咁我同佢講笑咁講啦，我未認識任何Iloilo嘅人嘅時候咧，我就覺得阿邦咧其實係兜緊個圈讚自己嘅啫。咁我唔好相信佢嘅咁，但係終於我認識到嘉賓係真係由Iloilo嚟咧，就發現阿邦咧原來冇講大話嘅。佢哋真係 soft 好多，講嘢好溫柔嘅，即係佢會令到你佢講嘢個語氣啊嘅語調啊，會令到你同佢講嘢咧都好不其然咁放輕一點，放入一點咁嘅。咁另外就係佢哋講過話，如果Iloilo咧，就算兩個人嗌交咧，你都覺得佢兩個人唔係嗌緊交，好似唱緊歌咁嘅啫。咁我就問到阿 Ruth 啦，咁其實Iloilo雖然我哋其實都 cover 過噶啦，都幾 detail 嘅，但係始終地方呢樣嘢點樣講都講唔厭嘅。咁我就問阿 Ruth 啦，喺Iloilo你如果我問你最掛住嘅嘢係乜嘢呢？咁佢話當地嘅朋友一定係最掛住啦，另外就係當地一啲嘅文化啦。咁佢話其實呢，同埋喺呢個Iloilo呢，佢嚟自嘅地方呢，係一個Iloilo入邊一個比較細嘅灘啦。但係佢話嗰個細嘅灘呢，係出咗一位嘅Olympic 嘅選手，係一個游泳健將。咁原來嗰個游泳健將咧，第1976年嘅時候咧，佢就參加呢個奧運嘅比賽啦，咁攞獎嘅。咁佢呢一個嘅游泳健將係實係佢朋友嘅家姐嚟嘅，咁所以佢就覺得非常之光榮啦。That's something new. I just learned that. So an Olympic swimmer. Yes. What else from Iloilo? Like you said, the culture that you missed. What kind of culture? Like, is there any difference between like the culture in Iloilo compared to other parts of the city?
The other parts of there's a lot of towns in Iloilo. So Dingley is my town.
Mm-hmm.
So we always I miss my classmates there and going to church because my house is just closer to the church. So every morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, I go to church. And then that's the one I miss.
4
The
o'clock
4
in the
o'clock in the
morning.
morning.
And
Sunday.
that's what you miss.
Yeah, that's what I miss. Going
But
to
you-
4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, but why you have to go at 4 a.m.?
So that I could help my parents. Because we have grocery store, so that I could help my parents in the store and help them out, so that when when everybody walked up, the store is open, and after church they could come to. Some people could start 7 o'clock in the morning going to church, but I love going to church 4 o'clock, so because nobody will be. There's few people going to the church at 4 o'clock because our priest start the church at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I don't know now if they still do that.
Very essential.
Yeah.
Once you talk about your parents. 咁啊，呢一刻嚟到呢一度咧，其實有少少好感性嘅一刻出現咗啦。因為當然，當我問到阿 Ruth 咧，佢喺呢個 Iloilo 有啲咩特別掛住嘅咧？佢就頭先就講到話奧運嘅選手啊，咁樣啊，好啲掛住啲朋友啊。咁當我再問嘅時候咧，佢就話其實佢好掛住一樣嘢，就係佢好掛住當其時佢朝早4點鐘、凌晨4點鐘啊，就要去 church 喎。點解你咁掛住呢樣嘢？佢話係我好掛住呢樣嘢。我話點解要4點鐘咧？跟住佢話因為當其時我要幫我嘅爸爸媽媽。佢話爸爸媽媽就好忙，咁佢好想幫佢哋手啊做嘢。咁若果佢越早去返呢個 church 咧，咁你就可以越早去幫到佢哋手咯。咁於是乎佢就決定，因為個 church 4點鐘就開㗎啦，嗰對神父4點鐘就會開 church 㗎啦。咁凌晨4點鐘又唔係好多人去嘅啫，咁佢就4點鐘去完個 church 之後就可以幫屋企人。講到呢度佢直情感動到喊啊，因為諗翻佢嘅爹哋媽咪咁，所以我都即係 pause 咗一陣，我都覺得係一個好好嘅女兒啦，當然就咁一講到佢屋企人就喊，咁 Gary 咪後咧就補充嘅話係其實都係因為呢一份嘅觸動感啊，同埋呢一份佢見到佢呢一份嘅感情，呢一份嘅愛咧，令到佢問佢其實可唔可以做佢嘅幫佢手做佢義工嘅。Ruth, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just writing my recipe here.
Excuse me.
I'm so sorry that I made you
That's all right.
feel so emotional. So let's talk about some food from Iloilo. You have something from the Iloilo to share with us, right?
I have this cadyos. We call it cadyos.
Cadyos?
If you cook this one, they know you're from Iloilo.
What's cadyos?
Cadyos, it's a black beans.
Oh, okay. Black beans.
Black beans, but we call that it's a pigeon peas. It's a small black beans. It's like a pigeon.
Small?
Yeah, small beans.
But then it's black beans, very
Yes.
famous in Iloilo.
Iloilo. Yeah,
Oh.
we call that cadyos.
Oh, okay. Let me.
If you say cadyos,
Uh-huh.
they know you're from Iloilo.
Oh, so that's like there are so many types of black beans, and
Yes.
that type of black bean it's
Yes.
only from Iloilo.
From Iloilo.
Cadyos.
I think only Iloilo could are cooking those
I don't.
things.
Yeah, in our place, no.
Yeah.
哦
Yeah.，
咁啊，原來Ruth 今日咧特登上到嚟同我哋介紹嘅一個嘅食譜啦，就係用佢哋叫做 caddis 啊，係問佢咩嚟㗎？原來係黑豆啊！佢話呢一個黑豆咧就淨係喺Iloilo先有嘅啫。佢就話所以如果當你一講呢個黑豆嘅名字 caddis 咧，個個都知道喺Iloilo嚟㗎啦，因為呢一種即係有好多唔同嘅黑豆嘅，而呢一個黑豆咧就淨係Iloilo先至有嘅啫。So caddis. Yes, let's start. So, how to cook? What is the best way to cook caddis?
The ingredients of cadyos are pork. We call that KBL, cadyos, baboy, and jackfruit. Baboy is pork.
Baboy is pork.
Pork.
Oh,
yeah.
so caddis you have to use pork.
Pork.
Okay.
Pork and unripe jackfruit.
咁啊 Ruth 就教落咧整呢一個黑豆，即係其實呢道菜嘅名字唔係叫黑豆，呢個菜嘅名字叫 caddis。佢話要用豬肉 咁啊，豬肉咧原來係好配呢一個嘅黑豆嘅。另外就係要用大樹菠蘿喎，呢個真係第一次聽，我自己未聽過大樹菠蘿整呢個菜嘅，亦都未食過啦嚇。So pork and jackfruit.
Pork, jackfruit, and black beans. But in the black beans you use we call it. I think it's a pigeon pea. Yeah, and then we saute the onion, garlic, tomatoes.
Onion, garlic,
tomatoes. And then you saute that, and then put your pork. You could I like using pork hack.
Heart?
Pork hack. You know the feet.
Oh, okay.
The feet with the bones. In it. I like using that one, or else pork belly.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah,
it's just
doesn't
that
matter.
it's just your preference.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you saute those, you put your pork, and then once it's tender, you have to cook the black beans first because it's hard to cook. You have to cook that before.
How long should
until
we
it's soft.
Okay.
How long? Like an hour, 2 hours?
I think half an. It depends if you pressure cooker it. It's 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I use pressure cooker, so 30 minutes.
Pressure cook
30 minutes.
Yeah.
is 30 minutes. So probably if I don't use a pressure cooker, really probably an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
另外仲有啲咩材料呢？當然有個 black beans 啦，即係黑豆啦，有呢個嘅洋葱啦、蒜頭啦、呢個嘅番茄啦。咁佢自己話呢，佢自己特別中意用一係就豬手，一係就呢個豬腩肉。咁佢就話第一件事，一定要整咗呢個黑豆先，因為黑豆係要用耐少少時間去淋嘅。佢話就算佢用壓力煲呢，都要30分鐘。咁我同阿 Gary 就估啦，如果唔係壓力煲，可能要1個鐘以上嘅。
And then once it's cooked, everything is cooked with the black beans, and you saute everything. You put yam leaves. I don't
Yam
know.
leaves, okay.
Yeah, or spinach. You could cook that either way.
Okay.
Then put some salt to taste. And then I put the lemongrass to make it the
Fragrant.
The fragrance of it.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah.
So you basically marinated everything with together, and then you once the black beans are ready, then you put the pork and all the other ingredients in it, and then you put the yam leaves, salt, and lemongrass.
Yeah.
But lemongrass,
You
it's
could
really
put
up to you, right?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
up to you. It's optional.
咁佢話之前講嘅材料呢，即係洋葱啊、蒜頭啊、呢一個嘅番茄啊呢一類咁嘅呢啲咁嘅材料呢，同埋呢一個嘅豬肉同埋大樹菠蘿，咁同埋當然個黑豆啦，就一齊煮。咁仲落咩呢？就落呢一個嘅，佢話佢中意落呢個 yam leaves，即係嗰啲叫做薯葉、薯仔嘅葉啦嚇，番薯葉係啦，番薯葉啦，同埋呢一個嘅鹽啦，同埋有少少香茅咧。佢話我嚟個香茅佢係特別中意呢一個嘅香味嘅，咁你可以 skip 嘅呢樣嘢，佢就話。Yes, and then put everything together.
Yeah, put everything together, and then put salt to taste, and then it's cooked.
So the black beans, it takes 30 minutes to an hour. But
yeah.
what about when it's ready? What about when you put the pork? About
You
another
put,
30 minutes?
Another 30 minutes for tender, and then after that you put your jackfruit. Because you could buy jackfruit in a can.
Oh,
Yeah, in a can. So it's already pre-cooked. So just only when your pork is already half cooked, you just put the jackfruit.
the jackfruit's actually after.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have to correct that to the audience. When I thought it's actually you put it together with the pork. So it's after once you see the pork it's tender, then you can actually put the jackfruit.
Because it's already, if it's not in the can, you could I think you could put together with the pork and the jackfruit.
Oh, okay. So it
Yeah.
depends. If it's in a can, then it's actually already
Yeah.
cooked. That means you have to put it later.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
now here in Canada everything is canned. So
要強調一樣嘢啦。原來咧佢話咧之前話一齊放呢啲嘅其他材料啦，就係講緊豬肉啊。呢一個洋葱啊、蒜頭啊、番茄啊，咁啊嗰陣時我就話放埋呢個大樹菠蘿嘅。原來如果呢個大樹菠蘿係生嘅話呢，你就一齊放啦。但如果你係買罐頭嘅大樹菠蘿呢，你就唔好一齊放喎。佢就話呢，當你呢個嘅豬肉呢都差唔多煮到熟嘅時候，你先至放呢個罐頭嘅大樹菠蘿。如果唔係要驚佢太腍啊。咁啊，其實30分鐘又煮好嘅咯。咁啊，即係話整個黑豆嘅時間就特別耐啦。其餘呢之後嗰啲嘅烹調嘅時間呢，30分鐘就完成㗎啦。Jackfruit with pork. I've never tried that. So how does it taste? Is it really sweet after you cooked it? No. What does it taste? Not sweet, but then not salty. No,
it's like vegetables when you.
It's just like vegetable.
Yeah, like the vegetables.
Okay.
So when I eat it, I have put
Suka.
vinegar in it.
Oh, vinegar.
Yeah, and then just put vinegar.
Sao.
You mean at the end of this dish
Yes,
you
let's
put
say
vinegar?
when you eat, I have a small vinegar on my side.
Oh.
And then vinegar that has
Patis. Sili.
Ginger.
Pepper.
You know that
Chili.
in the small. I don't know if you. Sometimes I could see that in a Chinese restaurant they have the
chili.
The chili. They have this vinegar.
The sauce, the hot sauce.
Is it like a salsa?
No.
No?
You could also
No, I
use
don't
hot
know.
sauce
Because I'm not that into vinegar. I usually avoid vinegar. But I know a lot of Filipino food is actually that you use a lot of vinegar in food. Yeah.
Or soy sauce.
Yeah. You could also use hot sauce if you don't have the vinegar.
Sure.
Have hot sauce.
咁啊，Ruth 咧就 suggest 咧，因為佢自己咧整完啲味餸咧嘅時候咧，佢就會擺啲依個叫做醋啊，就係個 side dish 咁嘅。咁如果你唔中意醋或者你冇醋啦，你就可以用豉油或者啲辣嘅醬都得。咁你咪點嚟食咯咁。咁啊，如果有興趣嘅朋友可以試一試咯。You know what, Ruth? Thank you so much for sharing the recipe.
You're welcome.
Yes, it's actually about time to wrap up this section. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Gary, too. You have a really good sense of humor.
Thank you.
And
Ruth,
Ruth,
thanks to all your listeners.
and Ruth is a very emotional, soft and emotional. Thank you so much, and let's take a break. After that, I have more for you. 歡迎收聽我嘅節目《文化潮流菲律賓》，我係 Janet。今個禮拜呢，我又請到好幾位嘅朋友同我哋上嚟呢傾一傾偈，講一講關於菲律賓嘅一啲特別嘅地方啦，或者一啲特別嘅傳統咁嘅。今個禮拜上到嚟我個 studio 嘅呢位朋友呢，佢呢係嚟自呢一個馬尼拉嘅，佢嘅名字叫做 June Villares。我哋一陣間呢會同佢傾好多偈㗎啦，因為頭先喺meeting room 嘅時候咧，同佢都傾到好開心噶啦。我經常性都會咁嘅，嘉賓嚟到咧，當然會有個 briefing 啦。有陣時喺個 briefing 度已經傾到開心到唔記得咗，而家係未開咪嘅。呢個就係咧中意講嘢嘅一個，都唔算一個問題嚟嘅。不過係中意講嘢到呢個地步嘅人咧，就會發生啲咁嘅事啦。咁啊，今個禮拜我哋請嚟咩嘉賓啊，將會同我哋傾一傾偈啦。咁我哋咧首先歡迎佢先啦 ，June 嘅。Good evening, everyone. Thank you for listening to my show. This is the Cultural Trends of the Philippines, and I am Janet, your favorite host. I have a guest here today. He is from Manila, and he is so talkative. When we were in the meeting room, we almost forgot that we have to start recording. I'm very happy to have my friend here. His name is June Villares. Hi, June.
Hello, Janet.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We have talked so much in the meeting room already, we almost forgot to start our program. Can you introduce yourself to them first?
Yeah, I'm Lorenzo June Villares. They call me June. I graduated from Manila as a civil engineer and environmental engineer. And I migrated to Canada in 1972.
Wow. That's early.
It's the martial law. I don't want to martial.
I came here in 1996.
Oh, you're late.
Yeah.
I saw the development of Toronto, right?
Yeah, maybe later if we have time, you can talk about that too. I mean, that like so many years apart.
Yes.
咁啊，同大家介紹一下先啦。June 咧，佢係嚟自馬尼拉嘅，佢喺馬尼拉度畢業啦。佢係讀咩咧？佢係讀呢一個 environmental engineer，非常之專業啊！咁佢1972年咧嘅時候已經嚟到多倫多噶啦。咁佢移民嚟加拿大嘅時候，因為當其時菲律賓有呢一個宵禁啦，咁所以佢嗰陣時咧就已經移民咗嚟呢度。咁佢話佢睇住多倫多嘅變化，咁我就講笑咁同佢講，我就96年先至嚟到加拿大。咁其實我唔好話菲律賓認唔認識啊，加拿大之前我嚟之前咧好多嘅變化啦，肯定咁我都唔認識。咁如果依家有時間嘅話咧，可以直情同佢講埋加拿大喺咁多年嚟佢睇到嘅變化。Hey June, thank you so much again. I know that you are involved of so many different Filipino communities, and you still come here for the interview. Thank you for your time. I know that you are also from PIDC.
Yes.
So you actually told me about this association, but I also have some guests who are actually from the PIDC, but a lot of time because we focus on some other topics, I don't recall that I have ever covered or introduced the PIDC. So it is a very good time today that you came here and you can talk a little bit about this association.
Okay, PIDC stands for Philippine Independence Day Council, and it's a non-profit organization, and it's the umbrella organization of the Filipino organization in Metro Toronto. So we have at least 5 or 6 activities. We're all very involved. One is our pageant, the Little Miss, the Miss PIDC, and now we're trying to see if we can have the Mrs. PIDC beauty pageant, right? So hopefully November. We have this every year, but it was stopped 5 years ago.
Oh, actually, Mrs. PIDC. Did you say it's like
Annabelle is our 5 years.
Yeah, I interviewed her.
You did, yeah.
Yes, that's why I was like, so Mrs. PIDC.
Yes.
Because what I wanted to talk about is I remember when Annabelle came here and she says she's been like this title has been with her for like 5 years, and I think this year there will be another one.
Yes.
Oh wow! Why did you stop for 5 years? You can't find anyone who is better than Annabelle.
We were so busy with other things, and then we changed the venue from Metro to, then we went to what's they call this, the one in Harbourfront, and then Harbourfront to our Metro Hall. Lately, that's what we do. But usually, once we have the pageant, then we have the picnic, the June picnic.
Oh, yeah.
Independence
I heard
Day
about that too.
Air Bales. Then we have the Air Bales. We have all the volleyball for the kids, and then we have the Mabuhay Cup. It's basketball. Then we have the golf competitions, and then we have the final grand show of Mabuhay Festival.
Wow, that's really a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
That's why you said you don't have time for the Mrs. Philippines. Let me translate first. 咁同大家翻譯一下先啦，因為咧阿 June 咧佢係嚟自 PIDC 嘅，咁其實 PIDC 咧就係菲律賓嘅一個好出名嘅一個嘅 association。咁啊一個組織啦嚇，咁啊佢其實咧，我之前都訪問過好多嘉賓咧，其實都係呢個 PIDC 嘅成員嚟嘅。 但係每一次因為我哋都好 focus 講第二啲嘅話題啊，咁啊成日都原來我同佢傾偈嘅時候先至諗起其實我哋都冇乜點樣講解過呢一個嘅組織。咁不如我哋就今日仔細啲講多少少關於呢一個 PIDC 嘅組織啦。咁原來呢個組織呢就好多嘅節目嘅。首先佢嘅背景就係、第一佢係非牟利嘅，佢就係希望可以集合多啲菲律賓人，咁啊做多啲嘅呢個嘅節日啦，呢啲嘅節目啦咁。咁佢話其實好多個節目嘅，佢 up 出嚟都已經有好多個啦。例如最出名嘅就係選美嘅活動啦。咁佢有呢個 Miss PIDC 啦，其實即係菲律賓小姐啦，亦都有即係細個嘅呢個Little Miss Philippines 啦，亦都有一個 Mrs PIDC， 其實就係呢，我可以話俾你大家聽，全部我都訪問過嘅，即係由呢個菲律賓小姐小朋友版嘅菲律賓小姐同埋呢一個菲律賓太太呢，佢哋得獎嘅人我都訪問過噶啦。咁就好每一次都好 focus 講佢哋，咁所以呢，我哋就要講究竟原來呢一個呢一啲咁多選美活動係邊一度去到籌辦去到籌備呢啲嘅選美活動嘅呢，其實就係 PIDC 啦。咁另外呢，我就問到佢啦，因為我記得呢，其實呢一個嘅選美活動啦，最特別嘅一個就係 Mrs PIDC， 即係呢個最美麗嘅太太啦嚇，選太太。咁我就有一次就訪問咗佢哋嘅得獎嘅，就係 Annabelle， 其實早幾個禮拜嘅咋。咁Annabelle 其實就係呢一個最美麗太太嘅選舉嘅冠軍，咁佢就攞咗呢個銜頭之後呢，5年都未有一個新嘅選舉。嗰個問佢啦，點解冇一個新嘅選舉呢？佢話因為佢哋太忙到冇時間去籌備啦。佢話亦都有好多，因為除咗頭先選美活動之外，又有佢哋好出名噶啦，佢哋叫做 PIDC Picnic， 一個好大型嘅一個一日性嘅event 嚟嘅。咁亦都有咧，佢哋叫做Marble High Cup 啦，其實就係佢哋嘅呢啲叫做咩籃球嘅比賽。咁好多嘅節目，尤其是喺夏天，咁所以都冇時間去搞呢一個 Mrs PIDC 啦。咁佢話，但係嚟緊11月就應該會搞第二屆嘅呢個嘅 Mrs PIDC， 即係呢一個嘅最美麗太太選舉啦。And you know what, June? When I was doing the translation, it actually reminded me of a lot of things. For the Miss Philippines, Miss Little Philippines, and Mrs. Philippines, I have interviewed a lot of them already.
That's good.
Yeah, I've interviewed like Mary Seal, I've interviewed Brittany Waito. She's going to have her concert later. Yeah, I think it's October. Yeah, she actually told me about the concert, and and Annabelle, I just interviewed her like a few weeks ago. That's why I said, it's actually good that we can actually introduce the PIDC.
Yeah. I like the PIDC idea because that's where I saw the kids. First they're too shy, then after they attended the workshop and everything, then you can see the improvement, and from there they can carry it until they grow up. Like one of my best friends, who is my co-chairman of the logistic, his daughter was a Miss PIDC, and because of the title, she was one of the selected senior manager of Samsung because she had the title. And then when I was chairman at Mabuhay Festival, we have the fashion show, right? And one of the diva was Mary, Rose Santiago, Bella Rose, and she was discovered there. And then one of the fashion directors said, "Bring her to Manila." Then she won the Miss International first after 50 years. Can you imagine how we do it? And now we have these other kids. They won silver medalists, gold medalists, and walkover, Washington, Hollywood. So that's what I saw. Our effort, right, to motivate and all these kids to somebody else when they grow up.
阿 June 咧，佢就話其實佢好中意 PIDC 嘅 呢一啲嘅活動啊，其實佢覺得可以幫到好多嘅，無論係小朋友或者大人。佢話佢好似見到一啲小朋友呢，佢本來係好怕醜嘅，但係 join 咗 PIDC 呢啲咁嘅 workshop 之後呢，就好大嘅進步。咁佢覺得最開心嘅就係呢一啲嘢呢，其實俾個細路仔之後呢，到佢長大都仲係喺度嘅。例如佢話佢有一個朋友個女呢，其實佢就係呢個選美活動冠軍嘅。咁啊得到呢一個銜頭之後呢，咁就幫咗佢好多，就算佢揾工都係。佢話因為佢話咧呢個三星公司咁啦，就因為佢呢個銜頭乜請咗佢，亦都因為佢參加咗呢啲嘅活動啦，令到佢成個人有自信好多啦。咁啊即係 present 嘅時候都好唔同啦。亦都有一個佢哋係喺呢個嘅 fashion show 啊，咁啊有一個女仔呢，亦都係因為喺呢一個嘅 fashion show 度學咗好多嘢，又做咗個好成功嘅 fashion designer， 不特止，仲之後呢就參加呢一個嘅選美活動，就得到呢個世界小姐，就攞咗獎。咁佢就覺得呢啲幫到小朋友或者幫到佢哋嘅年青人呢，佢就睇到就會好開心咯。Hey June。Yeah. Is that like what's what we have covered like all the activities and what is doing good to the kids or to all the ladies? But what is that like? What is the main mission? Is that the mission like to actually help the kids, to help the ladies, or?
Yeah. The mission is to get these kids motivated and how to present themselves, give them confidence. So that when they grow old, they will present themselves to any employer or to their school to be better citizens of Canada.
咁我問到阿 June 啊，其實頭先我哋講咗好多都係嗰啲活動啊，咁但係其實話呢一個嘅 PIDC 啊，個宗旨其實係咩呢？其實係咪就係希望幫到呢啲年輕人呢？佢就話就係啦，就係好想幫到呢啲年輕人，希望佢哋更加有自信，咁就從而可以幫到佢哋將來嘅人生啊咁樣啦。And June,
yes.
What about the role of you in the PIDC?
Oh, I've been a chairman of the Mabuhay Festival. That's 2011, but mostly I'm now what they call it, chairman of logistics. I look after all the things that they need ahead of time, all the printing, documentation, securities, marshalling, all those things. Then I had people, volunteers under me to do all those things since 2008.
2008. Whoa, wow. That's a busy role.
Now you know why I said I'm busy.
我問到阿 June 啊，咁究竟佢喺呢一個嘅 PIDC 佢嘅角色係做咩呢？咁其實佢就係除咗係呢個 chairman of 呢一個 Mabuhay Festival 啦，就係其實佢哋好出名嘅一個好大型嘅節目嚟嘅，就係喺8月舉行嘅。咁啊啱啱過咗冇耐咁樣，都聽到係非常之成功啦咁。另外佢原來係 Chairman of Logistics， 即係乜嘢呢？所有流動性嘅工作啊嘅 procedure 啊，所有嘢都關佢事，包括印嘢啦security 啦，幫佢揾啲人手去到做任何嘅節目啦 event 啦咁。佢話佢有好多義工 under 佢嘅，咁啊其實呢個角色呢，就由2008年已經開始㗎啦。咁佢都話啦，我都同佢講聽到呢一個銜頭都知好忙，佢話係真係好忙嘅，因為其實安排所有活動呢，人手啊細節呢，即係其實所有呢個關於呢一類咁嘅工作呢，係好忙同埋好濕碎，好多濕碎嘢要做，咁就佢話係啊，所以就因為咁，佢就之前同我講話佢好忙呢，係真係好忙嘅，唔係呃我嘅咁樣啦。So I know why you're so busy, and thank you so much. Even you're so busy, you can still come.
Oh, I forgot about it. But one of the functions of the Mabuhay Festival is the trade show. We have tent that we rented to vendors, and usually as a logistic too, we go to Pacific Mall and encourage those store owners to go to our 2-day affair, and if they want to rent a booth.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's also your job.
Yeah.
With the
lately,
volunteers
yeah.
or?
Yeah, and then the Chinese bubble tea is making good during the last Samaboy festival. So,
我問到阿 Jun 佢呢、個阿 Jun 佢話佢有啲補充係啦，因為之前問到佢呢個角色啊嘛，佢話我講漏咗樣嘢，我仲有一個角色就係咧，因為喺呢個 Mambu High Festival 咧，即係佢哋好大型嗰個嘅節日啦，佢哋有一啲 trade show 要做嘅，咁啊逢親呢啲 trade show 咧就係要揾好多。好多商家啦，去到買呢啲 booth 嚟做呢啲 trade show 噶嘛，咁佢就係成日都要去啲中國嘅即係唐人嘅 model 咧，就係揾啲嗰啲鋪頭就問佢咧可唔可以去啲 show 度，去我哋呢個 show 度買個 booth 啊，咁啊可以sell 下你啲嘢啊，亦都可以咧增進到大家，即係大家都幫到大家咁樣啦。咁呢個亦都係佢嘅 job 嚟嘅，所以你話佢幾忙啊咁樣。That's good. Well, I mean, it's good to be busy.
yes, good. Yeah, it's something that you can see your effort
Yeah,
being
and
paid. When you're too tired, but when you see the people are happy, especially the OFW, all your tiredness are gone. You know, that's all the benefit that we get from being a member and volunteers. But you can see.
it's actually good. It's good to be busy, but I can imagine because this is not even your full-time job.
Yeah,
This is like
it's the fun part.
yeah, this is like your hobby job.
Correct.
But it's good because you can actually meet with so many young people too.
Yeah.
I mean, like you have organized so many pageant events.
Yeah, I think our mission too is to have the kids born here plus the kids back home to mingle at just one part, like basketball, which are right. Then they mingle. They see the exchange cultures.
Well, it's that they are
they
supposed to be
compete.
sharing the same culture.
Yeah. Then we have the our picnic, which involves all the different religious and non-religious together, right? So that's where you get the unifications once in a
佢就話其實好開心嘅，當然啦，即係好忙。咁我都話忙其實係好嘅，但係其實你可以想像到佢有幾忙，因為呢一份仲要唔係佢嘅 full time job 嚟嘅。咁佢話其實有一樣嘢都好嘅，同埋可以見到好多人啦，認識到好多年輕嘅人啦。佢話見到啲年輕嘅朋友。大家因為 PIDC 嘅一啲 event 咧，可以聚埋一齊就好開心。有陣時咧，你見到咧有一啲係喺加拿大度出生嘅，有一啲就係喺呢個菲律賓嚟嘅。佢話你見到佢哋大家好似融合咗一齊咁，好似講就講好似即係大家 share 係唔同嘅 culture， 但係其實佢哋根本係嚟自同一個即係同一個地方，只不過因為喺加拿大出生，同埋喺菲律賓出生，咁大家好似有少少交流咁咯，變咗大家有少少唔同嘅背景，但係其實大家都係菲律賓人咁。咁佢話見到呢啲情況，佢就好開心啦。咁見到大家一齊去到分享下，同埋始終大家都係嚟自菲律賓，咁可以根源好緊要噶嘛，即係大家 share 翻同一個根源，然後就希望可以大家咧對菲律賓嘅嘢認識多啲咁。Yeah, I do agree with you about to have the young people to share about the vision and the culture. They are supposed to be from the same culture, I mean same country, so they are supposed to have the same background and culture. But because like some of them are born here, but some of them are actually from the Philippines.
Yeah.
So different. Yeah.
Yeah. My son was born here, but he said he took the cultural dance. And from 8 to 15 years old.
Wow. How old is your son?
Now he's 40 with 2 kids.
Oh,
But he was the Canadian electronic champion of Canada. But he likes to dance the Filipino culture.
Oh, so he actually
it's a part of
taught them.
All of them, and then they perform
Dance together.
Yeah, Pacific Mall. They perform at Pacific Mall.
Oh, nice.
2-3 times. Yeah, so at least they have that culture that they learned. Yeah, but usually we bribe them.
Yes， John 佢都話啦，其實就好似佢個仔咁啦，其實佢仔都係喺呢度出世嘅，咁而家就已經做埋爸爸噶啦，佢個仔都，但係佢就話因為佢個仔當其時都喺度出世，咁所以令到佢更加體會得更加深嘅。咁佢個仔呢就好中意跳舞，又教其他人跳舞，大家都係本住同一個嘅心啊，就係想去大家都欣賞、中意，同埋大家都去到 promote 翻菲律賓嘅呢一個嘅文化。咁今日真係非常之多謝阿專上到嚟同我哋傾偈啦！哇，淨係講 PIDC 其實都唔係太夠時間嘅啦。咁啊，淨係講 PIDC 有啲乜嘢活動都講咗咁耐啦。咁啊，希望下一次佢可以再上嚟同我哋再傾偈，因為真係好好傾啊！Jun, thank you so much for coming today. Just to talk about the PIDC event, it's already we actually don't have enough time to talk about that because there are too many activities. But thank you so much for coming, and I hope that we have a chance to talk about again.
Yeah, hopefully someday again. Okay. Thank you. Bye, Janet.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
翻嚟文化潮流菲律賓，我將咧當然喺度繼續介紹菲律賓俾大家啦。今日咧，我喺 studio 咧有兩位嘉賓，呢兩位嘉賓咧其實係點講咧？導師啊，可以咁講係啦，導師佢哋其實係擁有一間學校啦，咁就教一啲嘅有才能嘅學生去成為 superstar 咁樣啦嚇。咁但係其實佢哋兩個都係導師嚟嘅，咁所以我就可以咁樣稱呼佢哋啦咁。咁啊，佢哋咧今日嚟到咧，就除咗帶咗一班嘅新進嘅歌手嚟到咧，其實佢哋咧兩個，咁我見到佢哋兩位，當然會捉住佢哋，唔放過佢哋，繼續同佢哋做一個訪問啦，咁嘅。咁我哋歡迎啦，佢名字咧就叫做 Josie 同埋 Mark 嘅。咁應該我哋會詳細再同你哋介紹佢哋嘅。Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my show. It's the cultural trends of the Philippines, and this is your favorite host, Janet. It's always your favorite host, like all time. I have two guests here. Today, they are here because they are very important in our acting industry. They are so important because they have a school. That's why I said they are so important, and I'm so happy to have a chance to interview them. They are actually here to bring us some like superstars, but then since they're here, of course, I will miss the opportunity. I will have to interview them. Let's welcome my guests. I have two guests here. Lady first, her name is Josie De Leon. And gentleman here is Mark Crisini. Hi. Thank you so much.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, lady first. I will always want to have my guests to introduce themselves.
Okay.
Lady first, let's Josie start.
Yes, hi. I'm Josie De Leon, and it's so nice to be here. Thanks for inviting us to your radio program.
Thank you so much for coming. I know you are all busy.
Well, just like you, I guess.
Yes, I'm Mark.
Yes, my name is Mark Crisini, and thank you for having us here. Yeah, it'd be a wonderful time to talk about our school and what we do.
Yes, I am actually very interested in your school. Can you tell us first of all why did you want to start the school?
Well, why we wanted to start a school? Well, we wanted a place for kids where they could showcase their talents. And so that's the main reason why we put up the school, so that so we could open doors for kids to be able to sing, to dance, and to act, to be able to be trained so that they'll be ready on stage.
Yeah.
咁首先問到 Josie 點解佢會想成立一間學校喺度教育一啲有才能嘅人去成為明星啊，或者演員啊咁。咁佢話首先佢好想揾一個地方俾細路仔，一啲有才華嘅細路仔，咁開道門俾佢哋啦，等佢哋可以學下唱歌啊、跳舞啊咁啦。But is there like any motivation? Like you must be very fond of like singing, like dancing or acting, right?
Yes, I am a professional singer and an actress. So basically, that's the reason why I wanted to give back to the youth and
That's,
to be able to share my talent now for them.
And that's the
and
way
to
that you
teach
want to
them.
share it.
Yes.
咁啊問到其實一定有啲動力嘅，咁我問呢個問題當然咧點解咧？其實因為 Josie 咧佢自己咧都係一個專業嘅演員啦，同埋歌手嚟嘅，咁亦都係因為咁咧，佢好想透過教育呢一件事，去到將佢嘅才華咧可以 pass on 到俾啲小朋友啦。咁亦都係因為咁樣咧，好大嘅動力咧，令到佢想開呢一間嘅學校嘅。What about Mark?
Basically, I come from a producing engineering background, artist management. So that's what I've been doing, in my early 20s, mid 20s. And then
Which is now.
which is ages
Not too long
ago.
ago.
And then when I met Josie, when we got married, it was just the right thing to do. Like, she had the experience of the community, performing in the community. I had the experience of developing young talents. So we just made it work. We just said, okay, let's do this, and then we were happy with the results so far. So.
咁啊 Mark 咧，個 Mark 嘅背景係點咧？原來 Mark 咧以前其實就係去到做經理人啊，即係一啲嘅歌手或者一啲嘅演員嘅經理人。咁當佢遇到阿 Josie 嘅時候咧，咁佢就發現佢哋兩個其實可以利用大家嘅有利嘅地方咧，大家嘅長處咧，就去到發展呢一個嘅事業啦。咁因為 Josie 佢嘅 background 就係有咁有天分，亦都可以教到學生嘅。而 Mark 咧就可以安排咧呢一啲嘅行政上嘅嘢啦。咁所以佢哋兩個就一拍即合。咁就係因為咁樣咧，所以大家即係可以成為一個咁有名氣嘅一個學校，亦都教育咗好多好多嘅有才華嘅人物出嚟啦。咁啊，應該我哋會訪問佢哋其他有才華嘅人物同埋一啲嘅歌手啊。咁我哋應該可以再喺呢一方面傾多啲。咁我哋而家咧繼續訪問咧阿 Josie 同阿 Mark 先啦。And yeah, so because with your background, that's why it's a very good opportunity to start the school.
Yes.
But at the beginning, when you started the school, what are the challenges that you face?
Believe it or not, when we started at school, I was the one who was always like, am I ready, or should I do it, or should we do it, should we not, right? And Mark really encouraged me. He's like, you know what, let's just do it, right? And we actually started the school in our living room with only two students.
Wow!
Right? So it started like that, and it just grew.
Yeah.
It just grew, and now we have a branch in Scarborough, and we have a branch in Mississauga now.
Wow! Starting in the living room.
Yes.
I will ask more. I will ask more after the translation.
Yeah.
咁啊問到佢哋當然有一個非常之豐富嘅 background 啦。咁但係好開始呢一間學校嘅時候，總會有一啲嘅挑戰嘅，係咪？咁啊，頭先我唔記得同大家介紹，即係同大家提到嘅就係其實佢哋兩位係結咗婚嘅，即係夫婦嚟嘅。咁我就問到佢哋有啲乜嘢嘅挑戰嘅時候啦，啲咩 challenges 嘅時候啦。Josie 就話你真係其實咧，佢自己本身嘅性格咧，就係有陣時好懷疑自己其實係咪 ready 㗎啦，即係其實係咪可以開始嘅咧？咁但係阿 Mark 咧嘅性格就係比較鼓勵性啲嘅，佢就話得㗎啦，你可以做到㗎啦咁。咁佢哋開始咧開呢間學校嘅時候咧，佢係佢自己屋企嘅廳嗰度咧就開始一個學校，即係由一個廳開始就成立到而家有2個分店嘅學校。佢而家有一間學校就係喺 Scarborough， 另外一個就喺 Mississauga。你諗下，佢哋由呢真係有材料嘅人咧係唔需要驚嘅，由呢個一個廳一個客廳開始，可以開到2間學校。From a living room to 2 branches.
Yes.
And you know what? When you said about like you're not ready or not, like kind of like indecisive, and then Mark is so encouraging.
Yeah.
I find this is kind of common for most of the couples. It's usually like this.
It's a typical couple, right?
Yeah, I'm like this too. I was like, am I ready? So I'm kind of hesitant, and
It's
then
always like that, right?
Yeah, my husband was like, yeah, just go ahead. Like,
Yes,
what are you waiting for?
He was like that too. It was like, what are you waiting for, right? So he was like that to me, but I was the one who's like unsure, right? But he was like,
Well,
no, we're gonna do it.
I knew she could do it. So it was just basically, you know what? I'll just register the name and we put on Facebook. So like we know anything you post on Facebook, everybody's gonna see it. So
Yeah.
there's really no turning back.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yes.
like
Smart.
you just gotta
Yes,
do it,
yes.
right? You can't say, "Oh, just kidding." Like, we don't have a skill. We're just joking.
Yeah.
So anything you post, it's kind of like you gotta follow through. So that's what we did.
Yes.
I think that's actually something. Once you take an action, the first step,
Yeah.
then you can actually continue.
Yeah.
Just like what
Yeah.
you said. What
Yeah.
everyone knows about it, so you gotta continue. You
Yeah.
gotta go
Exactly,
on.
yeah, and he said like, well, I already posted it, or we already announced it, right? So
He actually forced you.
Yeah.
But of course, you see the talent in
Yes,
you.
yes,
But
yes.
yeah, I think like since you were a singer and you were an actor, so I don't think you had anything to worry about at that time.
I guess I think it's just I don't know, maybe it's just me, like I don't know if I was prepared or anything, but I was really willing to teach, right? But it's just like, can I do it? It's just trusting yourself, right? It's like
Yeah, but at that moment, because you were a singer. You're right. You're a singer, actor, but then you're not a teacher.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was back home, like I was a vocal coach too, so
So you have
I
like
have
an
a little bit of experience, but I think it's more of like because we have full-time jobs too, right? Like I have a full-time job and he has a full-time job.
Okay.
So for us, this is like I think we're okay, so we have a 9 to 5 job. So putting up the school is another thing, right? It's an additional thing to what we already do, because you're used to that, because that's the life as an immigrant, right? So putting up a school is like, I don't know if we have time for that, right? But we have to do it. Right?
And in the beginning, we from the very start, we kind of didn't put a lot of pressure on ourselves. So we said, you know what, we'll just try it. If we're happy with 1 or 2 students, and if we grow, like as of right now, if we have about 60, 70 students, if we go back to 2 students, it would be the same, because we would treat each student the same, no matter how many students we have or how many less students we lose. It's always just going to be the same. So there's really no pressure on how we do or not, right? So,
咁我問到阿 Josie， 其實佢開頭就話佢唔係好肯定自己係咪可以做到呢件事嘅時候，我話其實你係一個專業嘅歌手，你係一個專業嘅演員，點解你會諗到自己會懷疑自己呢？佢話唔知，其實可能係一個好有少少唔知道自己係咪做到啦，對自己係咪好有信任咁嘅嘢啦。咁因為阿 Mark 咧就鼓勵佢，咁所以就可以啦。咁我就講笑咁講啦，唔係講笑，其實呢個係事實嚟嘅。我就話其實大部分嘅夫婦啊，一對 couple 咧都會有呢一件事嘅，就係通常個太太可能有少少唔係好肯定係咪做到咧，丈夫就係做鼓勵同埋決定性嗰個啦。咁阿 Mark 咧當其時佢就話做啦，登記個名 post 嘢上 Facebook 咁就得㗎啦。咁個個都知道你就一定要做㗎啦。咁就係因為呢樣嘢，佢做咗第一步啦，咁啊繼續做落去啦。咁佢話好開頭其實得嗰幾個學生咧，咁阿 Mark 都話其實唔想話好有壓力咁去做。咁如果學生係高興嘅，佢哋又覺得個學生係即係佢教得好嘅，咁咪繼續做落去咯。現時佢已經有60至70個學生㗎啦。So right now you have like 60 to 70 students. What are, like in your school, how many different section or different courses that you're providing to the students?
Well, basically, if you enroll in the school, we teach you singing and stage performance. We teach you acting, and we teach you dance. So as a student, you learn all the 3 areas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is open from about 5 years old to and up.
Oh, 5 years old and up.
Yeah, 5 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
And
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised with the 5 year
at
old.
first they're a
sometimes.
little shy, and then they really, they start getting into it. So we were reluctant to take anyone younger than 7 years old, but then we just saw, when they come in, we assess them, and most of them are pretty good. Like, for their age, they're able to follow.
Wow, 5 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
咁啊問到佢而家有成60至70個學生啦，咁其實佢呢個嘅學校啊，係有啲乜嘢嘅 course 提供俾啲學生嘅咧？咁原來咧，佢話只要你係報咗名呢間學校咧，你就會學3個範疇噶啦。呢3大範疇就係唱歌啦、演藝啦，即係演戲啦，同埋呢個跳舞。咁3個範疇你都會學嘅。咁佢哋收生咧， 其實咧由5歲開始咧，佢就已經可以收生噶啦。佢話好開頭7歲，而家就講咗5歲。佢話哇，你會好 surprise。佢話有時你見到啲5歲嘅咧係非常之有才華。佢話開頭有少少怕醜之後咧，佢哋咧好犀利嘅，所以你反而咧年紀越細咧，就反而俾你更加多嘅驚喜啊！And 5 years old, I keep thinking about the 5 years. Let's talk about it's not like a procedure, but is there like a progress? So you said once you enrolled, you will be learning singing, acting, and dancing.
Yeah.
If I'm so bad at dancing, but I'm so good at singing and acting, will you just say, okay, so then you will skip dancing, then focus on that, or no?
No, the way we work is we have criteria. So, like say a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old would come in, and then we assess them. The acting teacher, the vocal teacher, the dance teacher. There's certain levels. So, like say for a prime. They would have beginners, intermediate, and advanced. So depending where they are, the teacher places them in that category. And then there are certain tasks that they have to perform or they have to do, like memorize a song, perform a song, have a showcase, and then for once they complete that, then they move to another level, and they move to another level, and it goes like that. So the girls that we actually have now are more the advanced, so they're moving to a more artist development level because they've passed through all that stages.
So basically, you cannot accept anyone who cannot do the dancing.
No,
they're
yeah.
gonna be superstar.
Yeah, pretty much we don't turn down anybody because we believe that all the kids, they have their own talents. But you could see that some kids are really strong in singing. Some kids are strong in dance, and some are good actors. But some of them are triple threat, where they could do everything.
Yeah, that's
right?
superstar.
Yeah, so those would actually eventually would go to the JDL Talent and Development Program, where we really develop them as
an artist.
As an artist. Right?
Yeah,
So-
that's my next question
Yeah.
actually. But let me translate these to the listeners
Okay.
first. 咁我就問到，咁如果我入到嚟想學呢一個嘅歌唱啊，或者呢一個嘅演技，但係我跳舞好差嘅，咁我可唔可以就咁？你會唔會話睇完我之後啊，咁得啦，你就不如淨係學唱歌同埋演戲啦，你就唔好跳舞？佢話唔會喎，因為佢哋個目的啊，佢 focus 都真係想揾一個全能啊，即係 superstar。咁所以佢其實佢話佢會有啲先生咧去到幫你做一個assessment，佢就會睇睇你而家嘅程度去到邊度咧。咁如果你可能係中級嘅，咁你不如一 start with 咧你就去中級啦。如果唔係，你可能 beginner 開始，慢慢逐級咁做。咁話你有 task 嘅，你有功課嘅，你可能要做到某一樣嘢，你先可以升級進級去第2度或者第3級，咁如此類推啦。咁我就話即係你其實唔可以 accept 一個人即係唔係咁全能。佢話咁佢哋咁唔會 turn down 任何人嘅，即係佢哋唔會話拒絕收生嘅。佢覺得每一個人都會有天分嘅，但係當你入到嚟嘅時候，佢就好希望可以 train 到你成為一個非常之多才多藝嘅一個人咯。咁佢話當大家佢會睇得出嘅，譬如你3方面都好叻喎，咁佢就會開始將呢一啲人呢就 group 去第2度，就做一個佢哋叫做一個 talent 嘅 program 啦。咁呢個其實都係我想問佢哋嘅嘢㗎啦，就係如果你見到佢有咁嘅天分，你會做啲咩？你點樣可以揾到呢啲人，然後你係咪會將佢推廣佢哋啊 promote 佢哋成為一個明星咁樣呢？咁呢個就係我跟住嘅問題啦。Yes, and my next question about that is, so if you see some students, they are so good, they are so talented, what will you do?
Okay, so what we do is basically JDL is would act like a pool of talents, and then those are the ones that show initiative, hard. They work hard. Then we kind of move them up to the JDL Talent and Development. So now we kind of narrow on their focus. Do you want to be an artist? What kind of are you going to be a singer? Are you going to be an actor or a dancer? Then we kind of narrow the field down and then develop them into the path that they want to take. So as a singer, we would have to develop their first vocals, further advance their vocals, and then we have to have their image. So styling, imaging, where do they want to go? They want to go to North America, Asia market, European market. So we kind of direct them to that that direction. And then eventually the ultimate goal is just getting him signed to either a major label. So that's the ultimate goal, or get management.
Oh, okay. And you will be the one who guide
Yes,
these
yeah.
ladies, or I mean, like all these students.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would be the one to pretty much say, okay, this is the steps, and these are the milestones that we have to take in order to get to where we want to get to. I have other contacts as well in the professional industry that will help me say, okay, these girls need a little bit more tweaking in this area. Okay, girls, let's work on that, and then so we can present you better. So.
And you will contact the people probably from the acting industry or like the singing industry, and then you will connect them together.
Yep.
And
yep.
to, for example, have
Yeah.
their
So-
first single.
Yeah, so we actually the way we worked it, we sent them to Vancouver for two weeks. So basic 2-week training where they're not allowed to. We took them away from their families and friends.
So cruel.
No, the most cruel is taking them off Facebook. So
Wow.
so they can social media.
That's brutal.
That was
Kids
the hardest
nowadays, right?
Yes,
they're,
for sure.
They're
Yeah.
keen on it.
No Facebook, no
Yeah.
Twitter.
I know.
Well, at least they still have internet.
Well, they're not allowed to post anything that they've done in Vancouver. So basically, they're just there to work. Their schedules are pretty much from 5 a.m. to 11 every day. So they do vocals, they do photo shoots. They work with stylists. They do physical activities, jogging, workout. So for 2 weeks, just to kind of put them together as a group, make them stronger mentally as a group. So.
Wow. Okay. Let me translate to the listeners first. I do have more questions. 咁我就問到，咁當頭先我講啦，即係如果佢見到有才華嘅學生，佢會點做呢？咁佢話佢就會將佢哋咧 move 去另外個 program 啦。呢個 program 咧就係比較專業噶啦。咁佢會點呢？就係由阿 Mark 去帶領啦，就係去到 train。既然佢見到你，譬如作為一個歌手好有才，好有呢個 potential 嘅，咁不如咧就 train 你做一個歌手，咁佢就會開始咧將佢哋再做多啲嘅 training 啦，就係例如如果你想成為歌手，咁不如就再 train 你嗰把聲 train 到好啲。你嘅 image 係點咧？即係你嘅形象係點咧？就幫你做多啲唔同嘅形象，睇下你適合邊啲形象。然後佢就會譬如我好想你成為一個明星或者歌手啦，咁點算啊？咁梗係要揀個 market 啦，究竟係一個亞洲嘅 market 啊，定係呢一個北美洲嘅 market？我哋應該 focus 嘅咧咁等等等等。然之後佢就會聯絡咧佢嘅行家啦。譬如如果你係歌手咁，當然聯絡啲唱片界嘅行家啦，咁就睇下咧點樣可以將佢覺得有才華嘅學生咧就 group 埋一齊咧，就可以成為一個嘅 artist 啦。咁佢話其實佢都帶咗一個新一個 group 啊，一個新嘅 group 嘅一個組合咧嚟到我哋嘅 studio 啦。其實我應該亦都會訪問佢哋嘅。佢哋就經歷咗啲咩咧？佢就用佢哋做一個 example 啦，就佢話好似啱啱揾到呢一 group 嘅女仔，佢覺得成 group 咧都係好有才華嘅。咁佢點做咧？佢就 send 佢哋去溫哥華嗰度2個禮拜，要做 training。呢2個禮拜咧好殘酷嘅一樣嘢，佢話佢哋唔可以上 Facebook， 佢話好緊要噶啦。我話呢樣嘢，哇呢樣真係實在太殘酷啦。咁佢哋唔可以上 Facebook， 因為佢唔想去 post 任何喺溫哥華嘅相咧上去 Facebook 度俾人見到啦。咁佢做咩咧？由朝頭早5點起身開始就 training 啦，要做又要好多相啦，又要 training 啦，又要好多嘅做運動啦，跑步啊 workout 啊呢啲嘢全部都要做晒。呢2個禮拜咧就係一個好我覺得比較 hardcore 嘅一個 training 咯。其實咁啊做晒呢啲嘢，咁先至繼續可以希望可以幫到佢哋啊，成為一個出色嘅 artist。咁呢一個就係佢哋其中呢一個 program 咧會做嘅一件事啦。咁其實而家咧時間差唔多，我諗我要 take 個 break。咁跟住廣告翻嚟之後，我哋再訪問佢哋。咁啊繼續訪問，因為我對佢哋呢一個嘅學校非常之有興趣。You know what? Time flies. Let's take a break. After that, I will have more questions for you.
All right.
好啦，翻嚟文化潮流菲律賓。咁啊頭先咧就訪問緊 JDL 咧2位嘅導師啦，同埋呢一對嘅 couple 啦。咁我哋訪問緊佢咧關於呢一間嘅演藝學校啊嘅一啲事，同埋啱啱就講到咧佢會 send 一啲比較有才華嘅學生啦，就去到溫哥華做訓練嘅。咁啊呢個 topic 就太好傾啦。咁我哋時間關係，所以我咧就即係休息一陣先。咁而家翻到嚟咧，我哋繼續訪問阿 Josie 同埋阿 Mark 咯。 Yes, welcome back to my show. We still have like the founder and co-founder from JDL here, Josie and Mark. We were talking about the training in Vancouver for the students. But why Vancouver? Like what's
That's a
the
good question.
what's the purpose?
They always ask why Vancouver.
Yeah.
Well, Vancouver is basically where our connections are. So that's why, and just the actual demographics, are in Vancouver. The location is closer to Asia as well, and also it's far enough that we take the girls out or the artists away from everybody. That's the most important. Just take them out of their element in Toronto, their comfort zone in Toronto, and send them somewhere they don't know, somewhere they've never been before. So things are new, things are exciting. So that's the reason why we chose Vancouver. Our next project, we're working on solos. So that could be in Montreal, that could be, as long as it's not in Toronto or in the proximity of Toronto, then that's what we're going to do. So.
I see。咁我問到佢哋點解會揀 Vancouver，即係溫哥華呢個地方去到做呢啲 training 呢？咁佢就話原來係因為佢大部分嘅 connection 都係喺呢一個溫哥華，咁同埋呢溫哥華呢個地點啦，其實又近呢個亞洲多啲啦。而最主要係咩呢？其實佢最主要就係想將佢嘅學生遠離呢個多倫多，遠離佢哋嘅 comfort zone。咁其實咧，只要遠離咗呢一個多倫多呢個地位咧，就算你話又唔想去太遠啦，當然。咁你話去到溫哥華啊或者 Montreal 呢啲地方咧，已經係足夠噶啦。咁佢哋一見到唔係佢自己嘅，即係唔係自己地頭啦，其實有少少衝擊啊，可以令到佢哋多啲嘅靈感啊，或者多啲嘅，即係覺得個人覺得刺激少少啦。咁可能到對呢一個演藝事業嚟講，任何嘅刺激咧都可以幫助到嘅。咁佢話佢嚟緊咧都籌備緊，如果唔做呢個嘅 group 嘅話咧，即係呢個 artist 咧，如果做獨立嘅一啲歌手或者演員嘅話咧，佢都有諗過揀 Montreal 呢個地方，佢都話都係一個非常之好嘅一個選擇嚟嘅。Yes, I see. Montreal, Vancouver.
Yeah.
I think I would like Montreal
Winnipeg,
better.
even LA too. So we're trying to. Josie has a connection in LA, so we're trying to see if we can do something in LA to bring the girls over there, or so.
But you two will be with them, or they will be like on their own?
No. We will be, either one of us will be with them just to oversee everything. We're very much hands-on, like with the kids, in the schools as well. Even though we have tutors and mentors and instructors, Josie does a lot of hands-on stuff as well, teaching the kids. So it's not like we just like, okay, you guys go ahead and do your thing. Like we just can't.
We oversee everything.
Yeah, we
We're always
oversee
there.
everything. We're hands-on.
We're hands-on
with the kids. Yeah, training and development.
and we know everybody. Because sometimes they would ask us like, how do you remember all the names of the kids? Right? But we do.
Oh yes, that's very important. I think.
Yeah.
And we're our home is actually open to the students and the JDL family. Like we were developing kids. Just last night, we had Candy Crush, which is another girl group that we're developing. A younger group from 9 to 14 years old, and they sleep over sometimes on weekends, so they can start bonding together. We have a recording studio at home. They can start testing out, writing songs and stuff like that. So. And they eat our food.
Like they're always welcome. Like we call our school like sort of like a JDL family. So it's really that kind of atmosphere.
So
that we have.
we're never closed. Pretty
Yeah.
much. That's the what we tell. We never close.
Wow, nice. 咁麥就講到話真係好正喎，又去 Vancouver 又去呢個 Montreal， 咁我都好中意。佢話有可能會去 LA 添喎。咁佢就話，我就問到啦，其實佢哋如果啲學生去到呢個即係其他地方咧做 training， 佢哋係唔會一齊跟埋去咧，定係佢哋自己即係佢哋自己好獨立咁做咧？佢話唔係，佢哋是但一個都一定會跟埋佢哋飛埋去嘅。咁啊睇住大局啊嘛。同埋咧，其實佢哋都好唔係話就咁開間學校。 就請啲先生嚟教就算啦。佢哋其實都落手落腳做嘢嘅，好似 Josie 咁啦，佢都會落手落腳去教啲學生。佢哋會記得每一個學生嘅名字。我覺得呢個係一個好基本嘅尊重，同埋我覺得作為一個學生呢，我會覺得好窩心咯。同埋另外一個好窩心嘅就係佢哋好 sweet 嘅，佢哋係會將佢哋自己嘅屋企呢係會長期開放俾啲學生嘅。學生呢係可以隨時喺屋企呢度過夜添嘅。佢話佢哋啱啱就係籌備緊另外一個 group 啦。咁呢個 group 呢就係一班又係女子組合嚟嘅。去到喺屋企度呢，大家傾偈啊，聯誼下感情啊，跟住作下曲啊，練下歌啊，跟住就瞓埋覺。咁佢就叫自己做佢哋叫間學校呢就叫做其實 JTL family 嘅，即係佢哋覺得一個大家成個都係一個 family 咁大家做事會好開心好多啦。同埋呢，佢都話啦，佢哋間學校其實係基本上唔閂門嘅，長期都做緊嘢嘅。咁啊，即係好歡迎大家，即係歡迎學生去到做咯。咁我覺得呢個精神非常之好啦。I think it's very sweet. And so Josie, like Mark said, you actually always like still do the teaching to the students.
Yes.
But like 60 to 70 students, like are you teaching like all of them, or you just choose like certain age group?
Well, I teach all of them. And all our sessions are mostly in groups, right? We teach them in groups. But for some that really need extra help, I really spend time with them one-on-one as well.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a lot of them, but we always have time.
If we're doing a competition, Josie would work with them one-on-one, just to, we've
to make sure
developed like I think it was almost 30 championships last year in singing in the community. So not to be bragging, but I think we have a pretty good track record, and I think that's what draws a lot of parents to us too. Not just the family atmosphere, but the results as well. So.
Yeah. So whenever the kids have singing competitions, I really spend time with them one-on-one, and and they win. They always and we're happy about that. You know what I mean? We're happy about that because we know that we're teaching them something good, right? Something great.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's like that.
我問到阿 Josie 佢落手落腳教人喎，咁佢係選擇性地教啊，唔同嘅 age group 啦，定係佢個個都教？佢話唔係，佢真係好大同嘅，個個都會，任何年紀佢都會教。佢話有需要嘅話，佢直情會單對單教佢哋。咁佢哋呢，其實尤其是當佢哋有比賽嘅時候呢，阿 Josie 仲會即係真係單對單咁樣教佢哋點樣啲技巧可以贏到個比賽。而其實佢都話阿 Mark 都話其實唔係吹牛，唔係作大，但係起碼佢哋過去呢有30個咁多嘅比賽呢，佢哋個 record 都真係非常之好嘅。咁當然啦，其實唔好話淨係話要贏定係點樣啦，其實對佢哋嚟講，去教到學生呢，佢哋已經係非常之開心啦。即係始終所有將你嘅才華可以 pass on 到俾下一代呢，其實呢嗰份滿足感呢一定係好大嘅。Yes, and what about, yes, I know when you find people, like students, that they have the talents, that you want to promote them, that they want to be an artist. So, for example, if you, after the training, so they are so ready to have their career to start, what would be the path like? So first of all, for example, if they want to be a singer, first of all, you will have an album first. Yeah. So album first, and then marketing, which is promoting them, or is the other way around right now?
the way we structured is, so say a student says, okay, I'm ready. They've pretty much done everything in JDL. So the way we do is we will teach them just the basic in music business, how royalties work, what are the things they need to learn.
Actually, how it works.
Yeah. Royalties, copyright. So at least they have just a general idea. So going into the business, they know, and then we will teach them or expose them into different areas of the music industry. Okay, so they can decide, okay, do you want to be a pop singer, an R&B singer, an Asian pop singer? Do you want to make it in the Philippines or Canada, North America? So those are the things that we need to set first. And then once we figure that out, then we do the imaging. So what kind of look, what kind of audience are you trying to draw? Are you more adult, contemporary, pop, your age type? And then we do the songs. We will work on the songs, and after that, yes, the marketing, and then just trying to get them signed, or at least
How
get
about
noticed.
Or a show, you could have.
Or in a show,
concert,
yeah. So we also produce a show too.
Your own show?
It will be our show, but it will be featuring like for example, the girls Clique. They have a concert in November, so they're at that level right now where they already have the album, the single, the photo shoot, the image. Now they're gonna have a show.
Yeah, that's actually
launching concert.
yeah,
like a
that's actually
launching, yeah.
always the launching. That's always my my questions will be. I don't know about here, the culture here, but then, for example, I'm from Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, usually a singer won't have a first concert that soon. But here, it's kind of like like based on what you said, the structure. It's more like once you have a single,
Yeah.
very soon you will have you will have a concert.
Yeah.
That's called a launch concert.
Yeah, well, I don't know. In the Filipino community, a lot of once people get excited about, like, say, a single, so they want especially the parents, they want everybody to hear it, right? So we're just pretty much trying to just break ground in our community first, and hope to invite other communities to to the show, and then just like this, like the Chinese the Chinese community, like, this is amazing for us because nobody, like, who would have thought that we would at least reach out to the Chinese community. So we hope to have their support as well. So.
Oh, it's actually the Filipino culture then, like to have that concert,
Yeah.
like very soon after the first single.
Yeah.
I just learned this. 咁我問到我好好奇啦，咁所以我就問佢哋啦。其實若果你揾到一 group talents 嘅學生啦，咁你揾到佢哋，你覺得佢哋可以成為一位歌手啦，咁你哋跟住個步伐啊，個 steps 會係點呢？咁原來呢，佢話大約係點呢？佢會起碼首先啦講解咗呢個音樂呢一個嘅 business 俾啲學生聽啦，譬如點樣收呢一個嘅 royalty 啊，版權係點樣計法啊咁樣啦，然後佢開始咧就好想去令到佢哋多啲曝光率，咁但係曝光率話就話曝光率啦，但係你曝光之前你都要起碼有個形象俾佢哋噶嘛，咁所以咧就會問佢哋首先你想做啲咩先？你譬如想做 pop singer 定係你想做乜嘢嘅歌手或者咩嘅演員啦？決定咗呢樣嘢啦，咁啊隨做啲形象啦，做完形象之後呢，其實先至錄歌嘅。錄完歌之後啦，真係可以去真係做佢嘅 marketing 啦，啲推廣活動啦，會做 shows 啊，或者佢哋自己有啲 own shows 啊。原來佢哋會點呢？原來佢哋菲律賓嘅嗰個文化呢，個習慣係點呢？出咗隻碟之後呢，其實好快會有一個呢啱啱面世嘅一個 concert 啊。佢哋會呢帶啲，即係佢開一個 concert，然後就俾一啲新進嘅歌手咁啊同大家見面。咁原來呢，菲律賓嘅嗰個嘅 culture 就係呢啲家長好中意呢，知道個仔哇做咗歌手啦，就想好多人知。咁所以通常會有個小型嘅 concert 咧，俾大家認識佢哋嘅。所以原來咁特別嘅，即係同我哋有少少唔同啦。我哋嗰個嚟自香港咧開呢個嘅演唱會，通常唔會咁快就做噶啦嘛。雖然而家就已經快咗好多噶啦，以前即係同以前個嘅嗰個氣氛啊，嗰個 style 都唔同咗，但係都冇佢哋原來一開始一出嚟就開個歌唱先，咁你大家認識下。咁呢個都幾特別，同埋又學到啲嘢啦。Do you think it's easier to promote a girl versus boys? Like, do you think it's easier to promote girls nowadays or no?
Well,
It's easier to manage the boys.
yeah, so they're definitely easy to manage the
Yeah,
boys.
the boys.
A
boy group. We're talking about boy group.
Yeah.
I have the questions because I have this question because first of all I am a woman. No, I have this question because I know that you brought us a group of like girls group, so that's
Yeah.
why I was like, is it easier to
We have a boy group
to
too,
manage
yeah.
girls or boys?
Well, it's a lot easier to manage boy groups because in the industry, especially in the in their age category, like they're very boys. You just have to can sing. And the audience are not very critical, and it's sad to say, but in the industry where if you're a girl group, they get judged, like that girl is a little bit more heavier than the other girls, not as pretty, you know. So like you can have a not so good looking boy group, but if they can sing, everybody would love them. But if you have a girl group and one of them stands out, it's kind of like I don't, you know what I mean. So they get, so it's harder to in the industry for girl groups. And also to manage them because you're dealing with different girl type
like,
personalities, right? So,
you make it sound like boys only have one personality.
well, all you have to basically to manage a boy group, it's just like go to the gym and that's it, and practice your vocals. Where we like, you know, I mean, we love our girl groups, right? But it's like having daughters, right? Like, you know, they take too long to get ready.
We all know.
You have to watch what they eat and all that stuff, and so
that's why.
it's a little
Just go to the
challenging.
gym.
Go to the gym and sing. That's
Just
all.
go to the gym and sing. That's it.
我問咗一個好有趣嘅問題啦，我唔知有冇俾人問過咧。我就話其實manage 呢個男子組合同埋女子組合，或者女嘅 artist 啦同埋男嘅 artist 啊，邊一樣嘢容易推廣啲或者容易處理啲咧咁？咁我點解會咁問呢？第一講笑咁講，我都係個女人啦。但係其實我點解咁問係因為佢今日帶咗嚟嘅一個組合咧係女子組合嚟嘅。咁會唔會係而家女仔嘅組合殺食啲呢？佢話其實咧男子組合咧係容易 manage 好多嘅。佢話男仔咧你淨係需要做兩樣嘢嘅啫，你要練歌同埋去 gym 咁就得。就算你唔係咁靚仔咧都 OK 嘅，只要你可以唱到歌。但係女仔就唔同啦，女仔包好多嘢，好多唔同嘅批判會出現咗。例如咧，當你有一 group 嘅女仔，可能有一個靚啲啊，有啲冇咁靚啊，有啲係肥啲啊，有啲又冇，即係有啲唱歌又冇咁好啊，有啲即係好多嘅比較啊。咁所以佢話女仔咧就會好多唔同嘅呢啲咁樣嘅 critics 出現咗。咁所以其實咧處理女子組合係難啲嘅，佢都話。同埋咧對男仔容易好多啦，女仔咧可能佢話 ready 嘅時間又耐啲啊，即係好似當佢女咁啊。佢哋話即係可能咧換件衫啊，即係出門口啊，做所有都要慢啲，可能要多啲嘅 patience 啊，對住女子組合。咁啊對男仔就真係簡單，真係淨係去 gym 同埋唱歌咁就得啦。咁唔知咧呢樣嘢就係應該。我唔知係咪真係無論東南亞定係呢個嘅北美洲都會有呢個嘅情況出現啦，因為冇辦法啦，女仔真係要耐少少時間㗎嘛，同埋女仔真係我都同意好多地方啊都可以驚俾人批評啊。That's true. You know what? Even you're pretty, then people will kind of like criticize. Oh, yeah, you're pretty, but you're not tall enough. You're pretty, but you're not like you're fat.
You see it now in the music videos, right? Like you have like say One Direction. Or you know Backstreet Boys, the older group. You only need one or two good-looking guys, right? The rest nobody knows. But if you look into like say the K-pop industry, they all look the same. The girls there, they're all beautiful, they're all same height, they're all same shape, right? So that's what you know the market is looking for right now. They all can dance the same. So it's basically like a cutting board of each person in the group. Right, so it's harder for girls to kind of break the industry because you have to have those ingredients.
Yeah, well, you said it might not be that hard to find good-looking girls. I think the thing is, like you said, you want to have them to look pretty similar as a group. Not too like not a big contrast. Things that might be hard.
It's hard. It's hard for the audience to kind of say like to accept girl groups that have different type of either like it's hard to have like an Asian and then a black girl in the group and then a white girl. And a group called S7 did it where they had multiple different like a black and then Chinese and white and Asian. They had a good run at it, but then after that it was like it's hard to capture a market for that.
Yeah, I understand that. 咁我問到佢頭先就講到話呢個嘅女子組合難 manage 啲啦。咁我都係其實好慘嘅女仔，有時真係你靚又話你唔夠高，你高又話你唔夠瘦，咁即係好多唔同嘅批評會出現啦。咁佢都話真係嘅，同埋咧你睇好多就算好似 K-pop 咁啦，佢話其實全部女仔都係一樣高度、一樣樣、一樣咁靚。咁其實佢哋揾呢啲嘅組合嘅時候咧，都係會有類似咁嘅情況、類似咁嘅因素要考慮啦。 咁你揾一啲佢話你揾男子組合就唔係喎，可能5個人有1-2個靚仔啲呢，其他啲唔記得都冇問題，都會係跑出嘅。但係你女子組合就一定要全部都係咁靚，又全部都係差唔多身形咁。佢話比較少嘅觀眾會接受到，呢個 group 可能有好多唔同嘅 style 咧嘅歌星喺入邊呢，咁就真係比較少，同埋成功率都唔係咁高。咁呢個亦都係佢哋嘅難度之處咯。So it's really a lot of work, a lot of information, and that's why we need professional to do all these things for us. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you again.
I understand much more about this industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Yeah, let's take a break, and after that we'll have more interviews for you. 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 We'll have more